combat jiu-jitsu fight that was canceled between Paul Grabinski and Clay Davidson. Unfortunately, that fight is off the card, so our next fight coming up is a welterweight matchup at 170 pounds. And again, coming first to the cage, Tom, the Greek warrior, Theocharis.
And Tom Theocharis has been on the wrong end of a couple difficult fights. He has losses to Sean Felton and Cole Campbell. But these are excellent mixed martial artists across the board. And when you look at Theocharis, he always tries to say, I'm going to take on tough competition. I don't want anyone to say that I'm 10-0, but every single guy I fought has a losing record. That's not the way Theocharis wants to do it. And the great thing about MMA is it's forgiving in that regard. You can have if you look at Randy Couture, he has a 16-9 record, but one of the greatest fighters to ever fight in the UFC and in mixed martial arts. So a lot more forgiving if you fight the tough guys.
His last fight was a submission loss to Cole Campbell at Mamba FC 5 in Vancouver in October of 2018. That was preceded by a win over Cameron McDonald at PFC 9 in Fort McMurray in March of that year. And a TKO victory. Again, both these fighters well versed in striking. And as you say, in excellent shape, Tom Theocharis.
And in the red corner, Gerra Gossen.
His opponent this evening coming out to the cage, a Lethbridge fighter from Canadian Martial Arts Center in Lethbridge, Alberta. It's Gerra Gossen. Of course, we've seen him a couple of times here rumble in the cage. He's looking to get back on track as far as this promotion is considered. But his last win, an impressive one, coming up against Ryan Moore earlier this year in February, scoring a TKO victory in the first round at Z Promotions Fight Night 6.
And a black belt in Muay Thai, Gerra Gossen is incredibly dangerous with his hands and with especially his legs. His kicks are excellent. His issue in the reason with the record, he realizes that his grappling game was not up to par. As an amateur, he was able to counter that grappling game because it didn't really affect him if he did get taken down. There was so much fear in his legs that he didn't really get challenged. When he got into a professional and was taken down, that was his challenge. So he worked on that, did everything he could to become a better grappler and become a more complete mixed martial artist.
As we look at the tail of the tape, Tom Theocharis, 25 years of age, 6'2", weighed in at 171 pounds. Born in Stratford, Ontario, fighting out of Adrenaline Training Center in London, Ontario, up against Gerra Gossen, 33 years of age. He's 6'1", weighing in at 170.
This is a professional MMA bout fought over 3 5-minute rounds.
Introductions.
Introducing first, in the blue corner, fighting out of Adrenaline Training Center in London, Ontario, weighing in at 170.6 pounds, Tom, the Greek warrior, Theocharis. And in the red corner, from the Canadian Martial Arts Center in Lethbridge, Alberta, weighing in at 170.2 pounds, Gerra Gossen. Your referee for this bout is Mr. Mark Aparicio.
All right, this matchup at 170 pounds from London, Ontario, Tom Theocharis wearing the black trunks with gray trim. Gerra Gossen from Lethbridge wearing the black trunks with gold. Mark Aparicio is our official, and they come center cage for this professional matchup. 3 5-minute rounds on the docket. It'll be no surprise if we do not make the distance.
Both fighters have knockout power and are excellent strikers. You'll see the comfort level of Gossen in there as
big right hands from Theocharis. Opening it up. Flying knee from Theocharis. Gossen trying to ride this out. He's got to defend himself. Theocharis with too much power right now. Overcoming Gerra Gossen. Mark Aparicio taking a long look. And Theocharis has just opened things up, and Mark Aparicio steps in. Gerra Gossen couldn't get anything going, and it's an impressive TKO victory for Tom, the Greek warrior, Theocharis.
And Gossen never looked comfortable in there as Theocharis came right in and was aggressive and landed huge shots as he continued to put the pressure on Gerra Gossen. Gerra Gossen was defending, and Mark Aparicio was right there. Obviously, is communicating with Gossen, trying to get him to fight back, to defend. But when Theocharis throws with that much power and ferocity, it's tough to open yourself up to try and change the dynamic of the fight.
I've been in a lot of fighter meetings with Mark Aparicio, and he tells these professional fighters he's not going to bail you out. So he's going to give you as much rope as he thinks he can give you. Obviously, Theocharis just had the upper hand there. Gossen not returning anything at all. But Mark Aparicio always seems to kind of err with the professionals on giving them as much rope as he feels comfortable with giving them.
Well, and Gossen didn't go down when the fight was stopped. He wasn't loopy or anything, so it was a
your
right
winner
call
by
to give him the
TKO at 46 seconds of the first round. In the blue corner, Tom the Greek Warrior Theocharis.
A great TKO victory for Tom Theocharis. Comes in the first round at the 46-second mark, and he improves to 2-2 now as a professional. And both of those wins coming via technical knockout.
Well, Theocharis is just a phenomenal athlete across the board. You can see just how he was able to throw that, even though that the punches were being